He smacked his lips. "Love you, Daddy," I whispered. With 2 hands, I carried my bowl to the kitchen. I was glad Father was home for dinner. When he was around, he always saved me from Mother's strange food. On nights when Father performed surgery at the hospital, I had to eat everything Mother thought was good for me. Jellyfish would get rid of my freckles. Fishtails would help me put on weight. Pig's liver would make me smarter. Bitter tea would give me smooth skin. All of it tasted horrible. I once told Mother that if we had a dog, even the dog would not eat pig's liver. She rapped my head with her chopsticks and put a second piece in my bowl. When I returned to the living room, Father still sat at the dinner table, holding a blue porcelain teacup in his hands. The ceiling fan spun slowly above him. His eyes were fixed on the teacup as if he were studying it. I didn't like to see him this way. For months, Father had been drifting off in thoughts, even in the middle of our English lessons. Wanting to cheer him up, I tiptoed behind him to the bamboo bookshelf that stood next to the wide brick fireplace. I reached up to the top and took down a yellow magazine with a picture of a human brain on the cover. It had arrived from America last week. I walked past the fireplace and climbed up onto Father's black chair. It felt wonderful to stretch my sweaty legs across the soft, cool leather. "Daddy, it's time for ponytails." He turned to me and smiled. After setting the teacup beside the matching dishes, he stood and slid his chair under the table as Mother wanted us to do. "Read this." I hugged my legs and made room for him. Father took the magazine and sat beside me. I shifted onto the wide padded armrest and curled up like a little cat. Carefully, I drew together a tuft of his hair, twisted it into a ponytail, and secured it with a red elastic band from my wrist. Father sat still with a grin. 2 years ago, when I turned 7, Mother stopped braiding my hair. She told me I was old enough to do it myself, but I couldn't get it right. My thick, long hair tangled. It was difficult to divide it into 3 equal parts as my arms grew tired from reaching back. I begged Mother to braid it for me, but she refused. So I wore loose and floppy braids for weeks. Then I came up with the idea of practicing on Father. His straight hair was much shorter than mine, too short for braids. But I could put ponytails in the front where it was longest and practice fastening bands. I worried about hurting him by pulling too hard, but he never complained and always sat still. Though I had mastered ponytails last year, Father still let me practice on him in the evenings when he was home for dinner. Through the open windows, the warm breeze carried in the voice of a neighbor as she rehearsed a new revolutionary song. "Dear Chairman Mao, great leader of our country, son in our heart, you are more dear than our mother and father. She couldn't reach the high note on father, so she kept trying. "Father, Father," over and over like a broken record. How could anyone be more dear than my father? Would Chairman Mao let me put ponytails on him? I started to giggle when I pictured ponytails wrapped with red and yellow elastic bands standing on Chairman Mao's square head. I secured the first band over Father's slippery hair. Would my singing neighbor feel as happy as I was when she could finally reach the high note? I wish she would get there soon, or sing a different song. Rubbing my nose against the ponytail, I took a deep breath. It smelled of antiseptics like the hospital. The distinct smell always made him easy to find when we played hide and seek. A sharp crash from our kitchen startled me. The sound of running water continued, but the scraping of a spatula against a wok stopped. My heart sank. Mother had broken another bowl, the second this week. I could picture her breathing deeply and pursing her lips as she held back her anger. Her bad moods always made me nervous. She criticized me more when things went wrong. I was no